I know you listen to the show a little bit here and there, and so you'll know that I've been banging the Michael Carrick drum for some time now, but I get a lot of criticism for it. A lot of supporters, a lot of listeners to TalkSport have a go at me for it. Does it bother you that quite a lot of fans don't seem to get you at all as a player?
To be honest, no, not really. You know, anyone that knows me, I'm not one for shouting from the rooftops or promote myself in that respect. I just play my football, and you know, I gauge it on the manager here, his response. You can't please everyone, you know. It's impossible. But I think if, as a footballer, if you're going about your business trying to do things that other people outside of the club want you to do or are expecting you to do, then you know, I'm not going to be successful here. And as it turns out, I'm coming up to 7 years here now, and I've had a great time, and things are going well. So that's my main focus, really, and anything outside that then is out of my control in many ways.
You've won a few medals here, haven't you? There's a little bit to show for it. We were talking about a few moments ago, actually, about the goal you scored at QPR last season. Do you feel that if you'd hit a few 25-yard screamers into the top corner, it might turn people's head? Does it take that, you know, to get you noticed, if you like?
Maybe, understandably, I think, because you know that's what people want to see, in scoring goals and creating goals. Maybe is you know, that's the highlight of watching football. So I can understand why people would think that, and maybe how that would be the case. But everyone can't do that. You know, you've got to have a position, you've got to have a place in the team, and you've got plenty of players here who can score goals and produce miracles at times. So I'm happy to be the supplier to that.
That's good. But from an England point of view, you say you've had a great career, and you have at club level. There's no doubt about that. But for England, appearances over the last 10 years or so have been few and far between. A few more now. Roy Hodgson's recognising you. But I mean, just say 2010 World Cup, for example. You went, but you didn't play a second on the pitch. But we were a shambles. I was out there, and England were awful. So you were sitting there watching it like I was sitting there watching it. How frustrating was that for you, seeing us give the ball away time and time again?
I think it's just frustrating when you're not playing in general. You know, it's tough. It's especially at the World Cup. So you know, you go away. Maybe it's different when you're younger. You know, and maybe you've just got into the setup and it's the whole experience. But I sort of had done that once before. But I think for any player at that stage to go and not play, you're away for you know, a decent period of time, and you know, it's everyone's dream to play in a World Cup. So if you're so close but not quite getting there, it's frustrating.
Yeah, you played once in 06, I think.
Yeah.
And we won the game 1-0.
Yeah.
So we're hoping we get qualify for Brazil. Is that like a big thing on your horizon, to get to Brazil and to play more during the World Cup for England?
Yeah, without doubt, it's huge. World Cups are special, you know, so special anyway. But you know, to be in Brazil just adds that little bit extra. And we're in a decent position, but we've still got a lot of work to do. So we'll concentrate on that to start with. But it's a big dream to get there in the future. Is
there a club v country thing? Because I think you pulled out the Brazil one with an injury, but you played the qualifiers, the doubleheader recently. I don't think you played San Marino, but you were there. But went and played Montenegro. Is there any pressure from the club not to go with your country?
No, I've never had anything from the manager to say you're not, you know, pull yourself out or anything in that manner, because you know, it's just not in the nature. You know, we've got players here that travel the world to play international football. You know, we've got Chicharito goes to Mexico, we've got Antonio goes back to Ecuador, and then from there they travel to whoever they're playing. And you know, if you've got the best players or the better players, then international football is part of it. So I don't see such a club v country. There's obviously two agendas because it's two different setups, but you know, they can come together and work well.
One thing that's puzzling me on the whole situation with you in England is that you've been part of this, a huge part of this successful period for Manchester United, and Sir Alex keeps picking you, game in, game out. You rarely get subbed, and yet England managers just haven't done that. Has that left you really frustrated at times and wondering what's going on, wondering what they're not seeing that he does?
I haven't let myself get too frustrated about it because, you know, if I feel I'm doing well here, and the manager, as I said, the manager feels I'm doing well here, then there's not a lot more I can do, you know. And for whatever reason, you know, managers who have opinions, that's what football's about. And if they didn't want to pick me or they haven't picked me, then, you know, I can't let that bother me too much, because you know, I'm not playing for England or whatever like I haven't in the past. I've had enough going on here to keep me busy, really. So
but it's
of course I'd love to. I'd love
it?
to have played more. Of course I would. I'd love to have a lot more caps and to have you know, a great career with England and being successful in tournaments. But you know, what's gone is gone, really. You know, you can't look back too much. Maybe at the end I look back when I've finished and think what's gone on. But at the moment, you know, there's still plenty of things that keeping me attention, and you know, trying to qualify for a World Cup for starters. So yeah, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Whenever we go out of tournaments, though, it seems that the main criticism is we keep giving the ball away. We can't hold possession, and we've all seen it. You know, it's no secret. We've seen that we just cannot hold on to the ball, and yet I'm seeing an Englishman who's trusted in Sir Alex's Manchester United midfield overlooked time and time again. I can't really understand that. I can't understand what's going on. There's been the great players, Lampard, Gerrard, that big debate, can they play together in central midfield? They've all been trying at England managers, but it hasn't worked. So I can't understand how managers can't see that. If Sir Alex is picking you, I can't understand how you're not getting picked for England. I don't get it.
Well, it's tough for me to answer, really, but all I can say is, you know, managers have their opinions and they've picked players, and you know, as a player I respect, you know, their decision. I'm not going to say, you know, kick up a big fuss saying they were wrong, and you know, it wouldn't be right for me to do that. They've made decisions, they've stuck by them, and whether rightly or wrongly, that's how it is. And
do you feel like if you were Spanish, you'd have more international caps because of the way they play compared to the way we have traditionally played?
Again, it's tough for me. It's tough for me to answer that, really. You know, I just play the way I play, and whatever style it is, you know, who's to say? But yeah, I don't know. It's a tough one. I'll let you talk.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I've got an opinion on it. I could tell it does get to you a little bit, but you're being very diplomatic about it. It does get to you, though, doesn't it?
Do you know what? It doesn't really get to me. As I say, I just, you know, I'm who I am. You know, I play how I play, and trying to do the right things here. And people's always going to have opinion, because that's what's great about the game. You know, whether it's managers, players, supporters, whatever it is. As I said, some people are going to like you, some people aren't, and there's different styles. That's whether it's a typical British style, whether it's what the people say is the Spanish style. That's what makes football great. So who knows?
But you've had what, 27 England caps, is it?
I think so, yeah.
Roughly half of them starts, something like that.
Yeah.
Somebody who's about to win their 5th title medal. If you actually said, right, we've got an English midfielder who's known for passing the ball and protecting his back four, who's about to win his 5th title medal, to add to a Champions League medal. He's played in 2 Champions League finals as well. And they said he hadn't made 20 starts for England. I think it would be a heads gone moment. It would. It doesn't. When you add it up like that, it really doesn't make sense, does it?
Maybe, maybe not. It's tough for me to comment because it's about myself. But in an ideal world, as I said, I'd love to have played more games, and but for whatever reason, for me not playing well enough at the time, or a manager not picking me, that's how it is, and that's the nature of the beast.
Brilliant. Well, listen, Michael, it's been a pleasure talking to you. Really appreciate you spending the time with us.
Thank you very much.
Reference to the Barcelona midfielders, Xavi, Iniesta. Do you hold your hands up and say, well, they're in a different league, or do you feel you belong in that company?
Hetzelfde plezier als bij Arsenal om Huntelaar heen spelen?
Alles kan, maar dan moet je bij de bondscoach zijn.
Nee, ik vraag aan jou of jij het met hetzelfde plezier.
Ik heb daar wel een mening over. Natuurlijk, ja, voetbal is plezier voor mij.
Maar zonder tegenzin zal je die plek invullen zoals vanavond.
Voetbal is plezier, dus